Hello, hello. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate our connection and want to talk about the secret to every successful accounting firm. And basically, the secret has to do with the firm owner. So when you think about yourself, which type of firm owner are you? Are you the CEO of your firm, or are you more setting things up to be an employee of your firm? And really, the bottom line is that there's no right or wrong with this. It's a matter of personal choice. But here's the difference. As the CEO, you're building a firm which can function on a daily basis without you. That means that you can go away for a road trip, an extended vacation, to take care of a family member if you needed to, and it doesn't affect the workflow or the revenues for your firm because your firm can operate without you. And then as a self-employed owner, that means that you're building a business which gives you a steady paycheck. But it's more like you're doing the day-to-day operations. Everything depends on you. If you're not available, then that could affect your monthly revenues as well. And it also affects how much you have piled up on your plate once you come back from that time away. So that's the main difference between setting it up and building a firm as if you're looking at it from being the CEO or being self-employed. Once again, no right or wrong. It's a matter of personal choice. But if you feel that you're moving in a direction that isn't really a fit for where you want to be, how you want your firm to support your lifestyle, then it is possible to switch. It's possible to go from CEO to being self-employed, and it's possible to go from that self-employed position into being the CEO of your business. So that's something to think about. But a lot of times, what I think about is whether you are a single person, you have a solo business, or you have a team behind you, you still can have a CEO mindset with how you approach your firm. And something that happens when you're more of that self-employed mindset, where you're really enmeshed with the day-to-day activities of the firm, is that it creates what I call that upper limit challenge. That's where once you max out your time, you max out your revenues. They are closely linked together. And when we start to separate them, that's when there's so much room for possibilities, opportunities, and expansion of your bank account. So that's something to think about. But there's 3 things that I want to share to start maybe thinking about how to switch from being that solo firm owner with that self-employed mentality to having that CEO mindset, whether you want to stay solo or you want to be able to grow a team. And these are 3 things to start looking at to move into that CEO mindset for your firm. The very first one is working from the top down. Now, when I think about that, it's about forward thinking. What is it that you want to achieve down the road in 12 months or so? 12 months is a great amount of time to map out because it is in the distant future, but not so far in the distant future that it feels like it's something that you'll never achieve, or so far away that what you do today won't affect tomorrow. So think about what it is that you would like to achieve about 12 months down the road. And that way it gives you something to aim for, and we can start to map out things as a result of that, how to be able to set that course in order to be able to hit that destination. And so those are some things you want to think about with working from the top down. Is what is the destination? Where do you want to be in 12 months from now? How will you know if you've arrived? What does that look like? What would things be like? What would it feel like? How would it impact your life? So those are some things to think about, is what is the destination, and get crystal clear about what it is that you're aiming towards. And then after you know the destination, now you want to define. This is where you want to define the strategy to achieve that. And there's a couple of different things to think about as you're moving in that direction. But basically just looking at what are milestones you want to achieve and really starting to get some clarity about where you want to be at certain points in time to know whether you're on course or maybe you veered off course a little bit and we need to make some adjustments to get you back towards that end game that you want for 12 months down the road. And then the third thing is decisions. where the decisions you make today ought to move you closer to your end goal, take you to that destination. And so that's the very first part of starting to have that CEO mindset, is working from the top down of knowing what you want to achieve, defining the destination, defining those milestones you want to achieve, and how your decisions today affect whether you're on course or going to stray from the course. And then the next thing you want to look at as step 2 of moving in that CEO mindset is delegation. And that increases capacity in so many ways, because as a firm owner, I know your time is valuable and your plate is always full. It's probably overflowing. You're maxed out. You can only do so much with the time available to you. And what you want to start to think about is what can be moved off your plate and someone can take from you in order to really optimize your best time and have it be used to the highest value possible. So this is where you want to think about who could you have that would be able to assist you, take some of those things off your plate. Do you have the processes in order to maintain that quality of service that you want? And what would that position be like that you would want to have in your firm in order to start moving forward in this direction of freeing out your time? And that way you can focus on business development and growing your profit margin. But this is also where I believe systems free you up in so many different ways, because even if you're not ready to bring on a team member yet, now's the time to begin developing those processes and your operations manual for when you're ready to do it. And it's easier then to make that transition and bring in that right team member. So delegating to increase capacity is the second part of the CEO mindset. And then the third part is consistency, sticking with it, even if you have some fears. Because being a firm owner that is looking to grow, you will be challenging your limits. Things will be coming up for you. You will be second guessing, wondering, worrying, feel like you're taking a risk. And is it the right risk? Or is this the best course of action? And everybody else is doing this. Is this something I ought to be doing also? But the main thing is growing your dream firm does not happen overnight. Like anything else, it does require time and effort. And when you're doing it on a consistent basis, it's like compounding interest, where steady small deposits, they grow over time. They give you wealth. And I want you to really think about that. Steady small deposits that really are aligned with what you want to achieve and putting you squarely on the course to having your dream firm. But once again, you're going to be challenging your limits. Things are going to come up. And that's when you might be tempted to second guess yourself or possibly postpone a decision because of some type of overwhelm, fear, what ifs, yes buts. Maybe I'm going to lose clients, whatever it is that comes up to you, the way you stop yourself. But to recognize that this is true for most of us, where firm owners tend to be the bottleneck to their firm's success. And that's where your emotions, your thinking, the way that you're looking at something might actually hijack a great opportunity. And once again, it's normal, it's expected. And the reason for that is because, of course, you don't want to make any mistakes. You don't want to have failure, or you don't want to have the anxiety and stress that comes with doing something that feels somewhat like a risk or might not be a sure thing. But that's why, going back to step 1 of this, when you define your plan, map out the specific milestones, consider which decisions are aligned with your goals and which aren't, then the overwhelm and the worry does not hijack your firm's growth. So once again, those 3 things to start moving the direction of a CEO mindset is working top down. Number 2 is delegating to increase capacity. And number 3 is consistency and patience, even if you might have some fears. So if it is something that really interests you, then I suggest you join me on Wednesday, October 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, I'm doing a complimentary masterclass called How to Make 2023 Your Best Year Ever, Increase Your Market Share, and Raise Your Profit Margin. If that interests you, then the link is below, but go to businesssuccesssolution.com/year. Once again, businesssuccesssolution.com/year. Join me for the masterclass in order to make 2023 your best year ever. And I would love to hear from you. What was it that resonated with you? What is that you're looking to achieve in 2023? Where did this maybe affirm a decision? But would love to get some feedback, input from you as to what you took away from this training today. Loren Fogelman, showing accounting professionals how to double their income working half the time.